Welcome back, everybody, to Last Night Productions. This is another movie review. Last night we watched. I'm your host, Carlos. With me today, I got Samantha and special guest Xavier. Welcome, Xavier.
Hey.
Yes, welcome.
Hey.
Good to have you on. He suggested that we watch the third Venom film of the trilogy, the final Venom film for Tom Hardy. It's called Venom: The Last Dance, starring Tom Hardy. Like I said, you got Juno Temple in there, some other unknown actors. Cristo Fernandez made an appearance in there. Oh, Andy Serkis as Knull. This film starts off with Knull, this guy over here with long white hair. He's plotting against the symbiotes who trapped him in a cell. And he wants his revenge. He wants to get free so he could destroy all known living beings. He's kind of like a big Thanos character, you know, the big threat. And it's up to Venom to stop him. But the problem is Tom Hardy died technically, and then Venom healed him, which creates a special MacGuffin called the Codex, and that's what Knull's after. In order to get free, he has to kill Tom Hardy and steal that Codex from him. Let's play the trailer.
Sexiest man of the year.
I've won Sexy Man Awards.
Of course you have.
Venom: The Last Dance.
My creator has found us.
What's his name?
No. We have something he needs.
You have a chance, sweetie.
Venom: The Last Dance.
We've come a long way, you and me. But not my home is hunting us.
This world can't survive if you stay together.
I thought we were gonna be the lethal protector.
That's what this is.
Let's finish this.
Venom: The Last Dance.
That was a weird trailer. I pulled it,
Yeah,
just kept
trailers.
looping the mini trailers. But yes, the Lethal Protector is back. I think that it opens, of course, like I said, with Knull plotting, but then we catch up with Tom Hardy drinking in that little cabana with
In
Venom.
Mexico.
Yeah, kind of some humor there, some comedy. Which was interesting because at the end of Venom 2, the after credits, he gets transported to Tom Holland's Spider-Man's universe, and he's sitting in that cabana. And then we kind of skip over all of that meeting up with Spidey and just go straight to this, where he's teleported back to his own universe to continue his own story. And then the military is after him. You know, you got the military after him trying to capture all the symbiotes. You got Knull sending these crazy. Do you even know what those creatures are called?
They're some xenophages.
Xenophages,
I believe.
Yeah,
They're just the symbiote hunters.
dude. Those are
they're designed by Knull just to go hunt down the symbiotes.
pretty scary enemy. But yeah, Sam, what did you think of Venom: The Last Dance?
You said this is Tom Hardy's last one?
Yeah, I believe it's the last one of his trilogy.
Learning this for the first time.
I know,
Yeah,
right? I wonder if he'll show up later, maybe. But
Well, he recently said, I believe in an interview, that he wanted to fight Tom Holland's Spider-Man. So I guess he was like hinting at something. But then also recently he said, "Oh, I'm not going to be in anything else," or something like that. He hinted at it, but he's probably just lying. I think I call cap.
Oh,
right,
okay.
yeah. Might have ended his contract. We don't know. He could still show up. I don't know. But yeah.
I don't know what Tom Hardy is so hard to understand. He's like a grumbly guy, and his accent I couldn't put my finger on. Like he's so grumbly, and then every once in a while I'd catch like a New
he
York
smokes a
accent in there.
ton.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he smokes a ton.
When he was in Batman as Bane.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
No,
I
it was
didn't
the
even
mask,
know it was
though.
him at first when I first saw that.
He's so big in that one,
Yeah,
too.
he was
Yeah.
huge.
Carlos, you said your cousin saw it like 5 times. And
Oh, yes.
I asked you if it was because he couldn't understand Tom Hardy that he had to
One man
keep
here
going.
holds the key.
He had to go
Like,
back and try to understand.
He's really
him.
good at like his voices, though.
Yeah. It was fun. I was ready. Like I heard a lot of bad press on this movie, and so I was ready to go in like, oh, this isn't going to be fun. I was almost crying at the end. Like I got invested real fast.
Yeah, some emotional stuff in the end there.
Yeah, it was a fun watch. We watched it in the D-box seats. The
Oh, yeah.
4D experience. So we're just getting tumbled around the whole time.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like a light vibration in those seats. I like the Regal Cinemas better. This is the Cinemark D-Box seats, and they kind of just go doo. But when you go to Regal, it's like a roller coaster.
I gotta try that.
But yeah. Xavier, what'd you think about Venom: The Last Dance?
I thought the third one was actually the best.
Really?
Yeah. The only thing I really have against all three movies really is we didn't get a chance to see Hybrid.
Hybrid? Who's that?
Hybrid is so if you saw in the movie The Last Dance, there was a different Hybrid, but it's not the Hybrid that we all know. If anyone knows who Hybrid is, he's basically a hybrid symbiote of Lasher, Agony, and Riot, which died in the first movie, the silver grayish one. So yeah, and Phage. And Phage was a yellow one, and I believe they showed Phage in the new movie, but he was more brownish, I guess. And he's supposed to be like very tough, and I guess they made him, like really more bulkier and stuff.
He was like that big dorky scientist, wasn't he? Gets transformed.
Yeah.
Which is another point we haven't brought up is a bunch of the symbiotes appear in this one because the military is collecting all of the symbiotes.
Yeah, just I guess for testing or whatever.
And then when it's getting real grim for the final battle, the symbiotes come out and start attaching to random lab scientists and taking over so that they can start fighting back.
Venom, I guess, takes the place as like team leader.
Yeah. Which I don't know. You're telling me a lot of names I've never heard before. He brought all of his figures here.
Well, not all of them. I only brought the figures that had to do with the movie.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I didn't bring Phage because I wasn't for sure if that even was Phage. There's a lot of characters that are so different and don't have names on them in the movie.
Yeah.
So I can't really say for sure if it was, but I knew for sure the green one that attached to the female was messing up all the symbiote hunters with its like
the stabbies.
Yeah, that was for sure Lasher, but it bonded to a female, so it didn't turn out to be like the original male Lasher. And we know for sure we have the new Agony for sure, and then she has the new electricity powers because the doctor, I guess, had the was shocked by lightning or something.
That's right.
And I'm not sure if the electricity powers comes from her being shocked or did it come from the capsule having some kind of charge inside of it.
That's what because she cracks it and it has that ability.
So I'm wondering where the electricity powers actually came from. So that's another thing that they didn't really touch up on.
Yeah,
a lot of little details that weren't really informative. You know what I mean? So other than that, I thought the movie was it was the best out of all three because it actually showed more symbiotes. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah, that was a lot of fun seeing them all come out. But even then, it kind of shows how big of a threat the symbiote hunters are. Because these guys are getting knocked. Sorry, spoiler alert, everybody. These guys are getting knocked down left and right.
Yeah.
I guess we shouldn't head into spoilers immediately. But yeah, what did I think of this one? I swore after Venom 2 that I was not going to watch any more of these films. Fool me once, shame on you. Well, can't get fooled again. But after Venom 2, I was so disappointed. But then it came highly recommended from Xavier. My cousin saw it 4 or 5 times. I had to go check it out. It was fine. Like Xavier's saying, the best of the trilogy for sure. We get a bunch of symbiotes, which are really cool. A lot of action scenes. But I did find myself looking over at Sam through the movie and just going, you ready to walk out now? Can we go?
Wait, that's what you were thinking?
Yeah. So it was tough at parts.
What parts were you getting ready to walk out?
Definitely the scientist who you said is the pink Venom.
Agony.
Yeah. Her acting. I've seen her in other films and she's a fine actress, but she was cheesing it up for this one because I guess this has to be her introduction to the universe. We get her backstory, and then she's inquisitively examining all of these symbiotes and trying to make a connection with them.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it was almost I don't know. It's a little bit too far on the is she trying to be romantically she's there's a different connection there than just a scientist examining stuff.
I mean, I appreciate it. It's
but
well, you mean she was so obsessed that she was into the symbiotes?
Well, just her facial acting started to feel that way. It wasn't like an explicit like that's what they're going for, in my opinion. But
Also-
like just like her like I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Maybe she had like a soft spot for him. You know?
Yeah.
Well, she's played by Juno Temple, which let me go to her IMDb, but I could have sworn I've seen her not play a smart scientist. I swear I've seen her play like a Playboy bunny or something before.
I've honestly never seen her in anything.
No, she's
No,
in
recognize her.
Atonement, Mr. Nobody, Horns, Killer Joe, Ted Lasso. I did not ever peg her to play like a super smart scientist. Anyway, that's fine. But like Sam saying, Tom Hardy is always hard to understand. I don't. You know what else I don't really care for in this trilogy is how they talk to each other. Like he hears Venom in his head,
Yeah.
and he's always like real gruff and interrupting like whatever's going on. Venom has to put his 2 cents in.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I mean it can work sometimes, I guess.
Well, it shows, you know,
So-
that the symbiote is always talking to you. It kind of, you have no choice over if it talks to you or not. And I think that's actually a good thing to add. Actually, is to show that the Venom's always messing with you. And
Yeah.
it shows the bond that you could have with the symbiote, and each symbiote has its own personality. So it shows Venom's personality. You know, he was a loser on his planet, like they said in the first one. And, you know, a loser is going to be like a very like rambunctious, like egotistical, like get your 2 cents. You know what I mean? He's annoying.
Yeah, I
No
like
one
that.
liked him.
He is annoying.
Yeah, so I'm sure that's for it shows his character. I'm sure if you see Agony's symbiote, she seems more serious and more, you know, combative, and so she's probably gonna be like, you know, just say what she needs to say.
Yeah.
I like that when Tom Hardy and Venom run into that like hippie family, and then they're talking about aliens, and Tom Hardy keeps talking to himself because Venom's talking to him, and I like that that aspect of it where it's like he seems like a crazy alien conspiracy guy, but he's really got something in there talking to him.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
really is the alien guy.
Yeah. That guy came in clutch towards the end too with the rocket launcher. But my guess is, was this dude like a veteran or something? 'Cause how did he know how to arm the rocket and
For
fire and
real.
everything, and then know if there's
Yeah.
black blast or not? Because like rockets have
Oh,
black blast. But, like,
yeah.
what if your daughter's right behind you? Like, there's a lot
Oh
of
my
details.
God.
There's just a lot of details that go in that are just like really like fast and just like okay, really
What-
questionable.
In the movie, they said that he had a job before he like sold all the or
IT.
spent their life. Oh,
He
okay.
worked in IT.
Yeah.
So I don't think he was a veteran.
No.
Because they like really shoehorned that in where the wife was like, yeah, and you spent all of our life savings to get this van so we can go drive around finding aliens. Like it was just a quick line that she
And your
dropped.
whole life savings just got you a van. Like that's not much of a
Yeah.
life savings.
Yeah. Damn.
It was cute. It adds a little bit of personality into the film when you're introducing that family. You know, you got the little kid, and Venom's got to be friends with the little kid and get candy from him.
Oh, the chocolate bar.
Yeah.
The
scene.
chocolate bar,
Yeah.
yeah. It's I don't know. This is very run of the mill comic book story ish to me. You
Yeah.
know?
Well, and
It's a Sony
I
picture.
think as a Marvel movie, I like it to stay that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Venom's not one of those characters where it's like a dark, spooky, like, oh, let's keep this plot like the most amazing plot. You know, it's a Marvel comic film.
It's supposed
so
to be entertaining.
just keep it, yeah. And yeah.
I did like the river scene
Mhm.
when the military comes after him. That was
yeah.
kind of interesting how they
Yeah.
deployed. They were like hanging from wires. I kind of was like, this is cheesy, but it's also makes a lot of sense if you're gonna
Mhm.
deploy.
Mhm.
You don't have to like stop and rappel from a Black Hawk. You can just
Yeah.
click your vest and
Mhm.
deploy into the water. How'd they know they were gonna go in the water? They already got all their scuba gear ready. They're already swimming.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of details that aren't shown that way.
Yeah, it's fun though. You
But
know,
I mean, they are
entertaining.
special operators, and if they're gonna be special operators, they have the technology, I guess, to have this stuff ready anyway.
Yeah,
Because like, wasn't it like a one button thing and like a scuba suit?
I
or
think
whatever,
so,
mask just went
yeah.
over them or
which
whatever.
is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Which we have our resident veteran here, Xavier, by the way, so he knows a lot about this stuff.
Oh yeah, I was an L331 for the Marine Corps. This is a machine gunner, and I was part of CAT, a combined anti-armor team. Our main job was just to do reconnaissance, and we were the battalion level asset to support the 11's maneuver in. So basically, we have all the big guns, and we just give either suppressive fire, indirect fire, and on either buildings or even other machine gun placements or even other vehicles, because we are a light,
Yeah.
a combined light armor team. So
So it's always fun to discuss
Damn.
the military tactics of films or video games with him.
yeah, once you join the military and you see all these military movies, you just see all these little things, and it's like so cringe.
Yeah, little mistakes here and there.
What
Yeah.
civilians think the army's like versus what it's actually like.
Yeah.
Hollywood
Yeah.
versus real life. Yeah, so I guess we could get into spoilers now. Okay, so yeah, I want to talk. Oh, here, let me put the spoiler banner up. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. So spoiler section, guys. Okay, my biggest problem, and I've seen this a lot on Twitter too. They meet Mrs. Chen from the first film,
Mhm.
which can be great.
Mhm.
I love the full loop. You know, she didn't show up in the third film. We missed Miss Chen from the first film. Oh, thank God she showed up. And then they do a dance. Venom: The Last Dance. Even though we know that if Venom comes out in his full suit, it can attract the world-ending killer, and Venom could be captured, and the Codex can be captured. He's
Yeah.
like, I gotta
Yeah.
come out, dog.
He's got a
Yeah.
foot loose, dog.
We're in Vegas.
Yeah.
We got Mrs. Chen, and it was. I don't know. What'd you think about that dance?
So I understand where you're coming from. I totally, I can agree with you, but also I can see where the producers or whatever who made the decision to do that.
Mhm.
I can see where they're coming from as well.
Mhm.
That goes in more into Venom's character in this universe. Because you know he's always trying to be a big part of something that you know he's not.
Yeah.
Like in the second one where Carnage, how he splits up with Eddie and he goes to the club or whatever,
oh yeah.
underground or whatever it was. You know, and he's like walking around as Venom, and they're all like, "Whoa, check out this dude in his suit."
Oh yeah, his Halloween
know what I
costume
mean?
or something
So-
like that.
So I can he wants to be part of humanity, and I think that's a really cool thing to add is like Venom sees Earth. Remember how he started off as a bad guy, he was a total a-hole,
Mhm.
and he sees Earth. And he's like, wow, it's beautiful. And you see all those lights and everything in the city, and he's like, wow, I want to be part. Like I want to be part of this.
Yeah.
And so I think he's not over that still in the third film. I guess he's not over the you know, he wants to be part of something he's not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know, he can't, like, other than the club, he hasn't really got out, and he hasn't been able to been shown around because obviously humanity won't accept him.
Yeah.
So I think that also goes in. He wants to dance with Chen himself because it's still another personality. It's not just Eddie Brock. It's Venom.
Yeah.
So that's why he did it.
Which, going into spoilers again, they never talk about it. They never discuss ever leaving each other. But I wonder if Venom knew. He knew that he was going to have to sacrifice himself at the end of the day.
Even over getting a dance with his Chen, I think he was willing to do it. And
Yeah.
that shows like also into his character that that's why he was such a loser probably on his planet. You know, he's not a team leader or anything.
Yeah.
He just cares about himself a lot of the times, even though he has a soft spot for Eddie. But I think he's just a very selfish symbiote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you think about it, the actual scene though? They're dancing around, they're floating around this room. Did you like that scene, Sam? When they're dancing in the penthouse
I
suite?
thought it was cute.
Cute.
Venom was getting mad because Eddie wouldn't dance. He's like, no, like too cool for it. So Venom was like, oh,
Too cool for school.
I thought it was cute.
Yeah. This movie, it's rated PG-13, but surprisingly we got some pretty good kills in this one. The very beginning, he finds some dog fighters where the dogs are all locked up, and he wrangles them all up. I'm like, okay, standard fighting scene. But then he
Yeah.
lines all of them up
Yeah.
and eats all their heads off. I was like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
that's cool.
You don't hurt dogs.
Yeah,
You brought up the blonde, the scientist.
yeah.
She's missing an arm for, oh, we're in spoilers, so almost the entire film.
She's missing an arm.
You didn't catch that?
No, I thought she was two-armed.
No, she's got, so when that accident happened with her brother,
Well, she's not missing it.
I thought she doesn't have an arm.
No, she has a
an
big
arm,
old
it's all
scar.
scars.
It's like
the
lightning
scars of
going up it.
lightning.
Oh, because she wears her science lab coat, but
Mhm.
her arm's like tucked inside.
It's probably just hurt or something.
I could have sworn that. Okay,
She didn't lose her arm because in the beginning, remember, even in the beginning, they shows her wake up shirtless or like she has like a tank top or something on.
It's like having a dream sequence.
Yeah, and she remembers, like, you see the scars on her whole other side of her body, and then you see the
Oh.
memory of her and her brother walking on the beach.
Are you sure? Do you mind looking it up?
Yeah, sure.
Because I could have sworn she was missing her arm, and then like, okay, so that changes everything if she did have both arms. Because I thought she was missing one arm, and then like there's a couple scenes where she's holding her science lab or her coat closed, and the sleeve is empty, like it's showing that she's missing an arm. I thought, but then I could see her hand at one point. I was like, oh, they fucked up. Like I see her hand. She has 2 arms.
Like, just look up in the morning when she gets called in or whatever, if you can find that.
Yeah, I'm sure she had both of her hands.
She had both arms for sure.
Yeah, that's funny though.
Wait,
The one-armed lady.
What if you type in Dr. Judy arm missing?
And I feel like if she had an arm missing, it would really show the agony getting attached to her to like make up for that arm. And there's nothing like that.
That's what I thought happened at the end though, but because she cracks the thing, and then she like does a big thing where she's looking at her hand, and then everyone else walks up to her, and she's just kind of like,
didn't she crack it with the hand that got shocked?
Mm-hmm.
Was it?
So she had. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw her running too.
Man, I'm okay. I got that way
Making up
wrong.
your own plot over
Yeah.
here. Sam's enjoying the movie. She's watching a different lens.
Yeah, dang. Because I was gonna knock it down a point for the fact that I saw her hand when she's supposed to have a missing arm, and it just changed everything. So she's just embarrassed about her arm.
Oh yeah, always
Okay.
hiding it. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hiding her scars. What'd you think about Knull? We finally got Knull in the film.
I mean, yeah, we got. The MCU's already hinted that he's going to be like a Thanos level threat, and he's probably going to be a new Avengers level threat. So it's probably going to be a bunch of movies where they're fighting him.
Well, because I think this is a Sony movie, right? Like Morbius and what's the other one? Miss Webb.
Yeah, but the thing
No.
is so you know that the Spider-Man 4 coming out. I think the Spider-Man 4. I've heard a lot of rumors that it's going to be Spider-Man 4 King in Black. That's going to be the title.
Ooh.
Because the King in Black comic sold like crazy. It was 180,000 like in the first month.
Oh wow.
Oh, is that like Knull versus Spider-Man?
The King in Black is literally about Knull invading Earth.
Oh,
and
shit.
he's like attaching his symbiotes to everybody and taking control over superheroes and stuff like that, even villains and all that.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, and then it's Venom at the very end gets power. I think he gets Thor's hammer or something. I believe it was Thor's hammer and Silver Surfer's board and combines it.
What? That's
and then
it.
gets
Wow.
power from the God of Light, and then defeats the God of King
Darkness.
of Black. Yeah,
Oh, that's
God of the
cool.
Abyss.
Huh.
And then that's when Venom becomes the King in Black.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But Venom's dead now. Who's gonna do it? Maybe she will.
Well, Venom isn't
Elliptic
dead.
lady.
Venom's not dead. Even in the movie, he's not dead.
Really?
Yeah.
Spoiler alert again. Once
Remember
again, guys, he makes a sacrifice. at
Remember
the
when
end.
they grabbed the capsule from the Venom left a piece of him on the table?
Yeah, that's right.
Do you remember that at the
No.
bar?
Yeah.
At the
Oh,
in Mexico at the
shit.
bar, they left a little piece. Venom left a little piece of himself on the table.
Oh, shit.
And then remember when he tried to touch it, the guy,
oh yeah.
and then the guy, the special force guys, comes over, grabs in the capsule real quick.
Mhm.
The
So that was
bartender.
Venom, and Venom stayed there. And remember at the very end, it shows a capsule broken.
Mhm.
An empty
Oh.
capsule was broken. That wasn't agony
The
because
after credits.
the girl left way away from the facility, in the middle in the open,
Yeah.
and broke the capsule. So that wasn't the capsule the girl agony that has acne, the scientist whatever broke. That was literally Venom's capsule. It hinted that broke.
Okay.
So new Venom escaped, or basically Venom.
Do you think that the bartender Cristo Fernandez is gonna be it? Because we have 2 after credits. We have like a mid-credit scene where Noel's like real angry, and then he shows his teeth. I'm coming.
Christoph.
And then after that, after all the after credits, this bartender comes from the cave.
Well, what do you think he's gonna be? You're saying he's gonna be the new Venom?
No.
I don't think so. I'm sure they're gonna still have Tom Hardy be in the new Spider-Man for sure.
They seem to be making a big deal of this bartender, though. They kept showing him,
Yeah.
and then he's in the after credits. Well, he's gonna be involved somehow. I'm sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder.
That whole ending sequence. Okay, so there's the scene where Tom Hardy is like he got in the stomach, and it looks like he's dying. I think they're like in a bus, like a
Oh, like a chopper that was down.
and Venom and Tom Hardy are having this conversation. That's when I started to cry a little.
Yeah, that was an emotional one.
And then I got really upset because I thought Eddie was gonna die, and then they're having this heart to heart, and then Venom fixes him. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like I went through all that emotional anguish, and he just fixes him.
But even that part was so sad because it shows that like Venom's fixing him, and then he's like going bye.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That was a good scene, but I also was like, I got jerked around on that one. It's
Yeah.
like, you were letting him die. Well, I guess you gotta have something to have a heart to
Also,
heart.
I thought the part that was really funny is I don't know if it's from Venom being out and being around and like having all this training or what, and maybe his bond is really well with Eddie Brock. But these other symbiotes that were fighting these symbiote hunter things.
Yeah.
They were not putting up a fight against these things. And Venom remember at the very end, Venom, like, there's like a few of them, and Venom attaches to all of them and brings them all into him. Like, bro, where did Venom get all this power from, dude?
Yeah,
Because I'm wondering if it's from because his bond is so strong. Because the other symbiotes, they just bonded to random people. So I wonder if it's because it's a bond thing.
Or do they all have special abilities, different abilities? I guess I don't know.
Yeah. Well, they for sure have special abilities. Yeah. Like every of them have special abilities. Mm-hmm. If Riot was still alive, or even Carnage, like imagine the damage Carnage would have been able to done these things. Because Carnage was over here making tornadoes in the second movie, like literal tornadoes. It's just like wild. Dude. Also, sorry to interrupt. The symbiotes, depending on how they bond to their host, changes their abilities.
Oh, okay.
So Carnage bonded to Cletus Cassidy's blood cells.
Oh shit.
So that's why he was like red and stuff like that. And that's why he had so many ways to get all these different like tentacles and stuff like tentacles or whatever. Like whatever like all the little like weapons and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's because when you bonded the blood cells, the whole body's blood cell, like blood. You know what I mean? So
that's crazy.
That's why he was able to do like anti-venom is the white blood cells of Eddie Brock.
Oh.
Yeah.
But going back to the hunters, we have that river scene, of course, and then they get some of the special forces and eat it, and instead of digesting it like a normal creature would, it like does like a wood chipper effect and just ejects all of the blood and everything out the back of his head. This creature is like unkillable. He like drops it from a plane. It just revives itself, pulls all itself back together. It's a pretty OP villain, and it's only one of them.
Only one of
the whole movie.
Oh, what can you expect from the God of the Abyss? He was literally around before what Celestials were around.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's pretty broken.
Yeah, and then like we were saying, all of these really cool symbiotes come out, and you're like, fuck yeah, it's time to party, baby. And they're just getting sent through the wood chipper. It's fucking crazy. Oh man, I kind of wish we had more time with all the symbiotes. I wanted to learn some of their powers. I wanted to learn like their individual personalities, and then through the wood chipper.
Yeah.
It was an exciting final battle though. I had fun.
I just wish we got to see in a hybrid, like the original hybrid that is from the 4 offspring of Venom.
Oh yeah,
that would have been really cool. Because even Marvel Legends hasn't even released that figure. And I wish that figure was around too.
Oh, you were talking about the green guy in the cell. Do you know who that is, or just random?
That's a new symbiote. I'm for sure a new symbiote, and it's not Toxin.
Okay.
There's no way that's Toxin. That's Toxin, or Red and Black. That's Carnage's offspring. Yeah. And the green one that was in the cell or whatever with the detective was green and serpent, like a snake. So had nothing to do with Toxin for sure. Because they even said in the movie that Toxin ditched him, and then they injected a new symbiote into him.
I thought he was going to be badass, and I think he was the first one to get buzzed.
Right? I was like, this is like one of the only symbiotes that we got to talk to or whatever. Yeah. And then he gets killed instantly.
Jeez.
Like, he doesn't put up any fight whatsoever. And you would think like he's serpent-like, right? And he was really big, and you would think he would at least hold down one.
Yeah.
And that Detective Mulligan, or that's the name or something. I think that's his name. Mulligan.
There was someone named Mulligan.
Is it Detective Mulligan?
Oh yeah,
Detective Mulligan. Yeah,
Stephen Graham played him. I like that guy.
Yeah, he's a good actor too. He was really good in the Carnage movie, I think.
Oh, he was in that one?
Well, yeah, he was the detective. Yeah.
I wiped 1 and 2 from my memory, and that's my problem. Is I think that I might forget number 3 as well. It's just like
Yeah.
comes and goes. These Sony films, these Sony superhero films, Madam Web. I couldn't tell you the plot.
The plot
Morbius
is
couldn't
usually
tell you the
really
plot.
bad.
Yeah.
I would say, but because it being like a comic Marvel movie, I think it's good where it's at with when it being a comic Marvel movie. And
Just a quick, entertaining
yeah,
couple hours.
yeah. I think the third one was the most entertaining in my opinion,
Yeah,
and the first one I really liked as well with Riot.
yeah. Oh, you liked the first one?
I liked the first one, but I didn't like how they killed off Riot.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, obviously, dude, they could do a lot better with their plot for sure. But I'm not too like I appreciate it. I enjoy it.
All right, let's rate this one, guys. Sam, you want to go first? How many Venoms out of 5? Excuse me. Do you
How
give
many
it?
symbiotes?
How many symbiotes?
How many
Um,
symbiotes out of 5 symbiotes?
I feel like 3 out of 5 is like my safe answer. If I was more invested into Venom, I'm sure it would be higher. But I really enjoyed it for what I do know about it, and I really like the connection between Eddie and Venom and that whole thing. So I had fun with it. But 3 out of 5 for me.
Nice. Xavier, what do you rate it?
So if I'm rating it based off plot, it's gonna be easy. Like, I'd say there's a lot of details that were not explained whatsoever, and like very just like looked over, or not looked over, but like just like everything was just like plot wise, like 2 out of 5. If I'm rating it as if I recommend someone to go see it, definitely I'd rate it a 5 out of 5 just for anyone to just go see it.
Okay.
But the plot isn't all that.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna be too picky about plot since this is just a Marvel comic movie and it is Venom.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people though, sadly, like a lot of people don't really like, at least from what I've heard, don't really like the comical like Venom. They want it to be more dark, more sinister.
serious.
you know, like,
More villainous.
Yeah, they want him just eating everybody that he eats. Or
I kind of am leaning that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very comedic, but like you're saying, it adds to the character and everything.
yeah,
So what you give it a 5 out of 5?
a 5 out of 5. If I'm rating it based off, hey, go see this movie. Definitely go see it because it's still an idea. It's still a good. It's not the best idea, but it's still an idea, and it's not that bad. I would say definitely go see it, and that's how we can formulate other ideas. You know.
Yeah, it's entertaining.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Learn from it. Very interesting. I think the first thing I heard Xavier say is it's the best of the trilogy. I have a letterbox. Everybody follow me on letterbox. Hammer Time 75. That is my shortest review this year. That's exactly what I said. I said the best of the trilogy, period. And then I gave it a 2.5 out of 5.
Wow.
Yes. I hate these Venom films, man. I don't enjoy Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock. He's like a real gruff guy. When I think we should have more of like a younger, smaller Eddie Brock's supposed to be a reporter.
So you're like Spider-Man 3, Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire,
Even
Spider-Man.
that's
3.
a little rough too.
Even that.
It's so hard. Why is it so hard to nail down a good Venom? We got that one from Spider-Man 3 is the worst Venom in my opinion. This one's a little bit better. We're getting his more bulky design in this trilogy, but
yeah, they do make him more of a stud in this one. Like, I think Tom Hardy's is too much of a stud for this character.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm a big
Yeah.
Tom Hardy fan. We like him as Bane.
But when we're thinking about the
multi.
multiverse, there's gonna be all these different characters,
Yeah.
and personalities.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know Eddie's background or like who he is in this universe, but I like him for what I take him as, and he's kind of like a bumbly, like doesn't know his way around kind of a person.
Yeah.
He's like a drunkard, isn't he? Isn't that how he loses his girlfriend?
Well, he loses his girlfriend because he breaks trust. He goes into her computer
Oh, right.
and looks up all she's doing at the Life Foundation to use for his own, reporter work.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so that's why the girl's like, "Oh, you in my computer? You broke our trust."
Yeah.
Even though what he's doing is actually a good thing, but just because she lost her job, he's like, "Oh, now we're losing our relationship." You know what I mean? Well, I can see that. I mean, but like you're working for a really corrupt, like
company.
Yeah,
or
a
whatever.
corporation or whatever. So
Yeah.
like, why are you so mad?
Yeah. This one, Venom 3, The Last Dance. You know, it was fun to go over the symbiotes for the final battle. The enemy was terrifying, very OP, in my opinion. And yeah, I was getting an emotional response towards the end when we had that theme of brotherhood and sacrifice. Venom gave it up for his good pal Eddie Brock. We forgot to mention one of the last scenes. They play a song, "Everything's Gonna Be Okay." Fuck, I can't remember.
Everything's gonna. Oh,
What's
the
that
Adam.
final song?
You mean the Adam Levine song?
Yes.
Yeah. Everything's
And
gonna be alright.
and we have this overarching theme where they keep saying, "We want to go to New York, Eddie. We want to go see the Statue of Liberty, Eddie."
I
That's
felt
what
that so hard.
Sam all like this past year has been saying the same exact thing. So I kept looking over at her. I'm like, man, you're just like Venom. She wanted to see the Statue of Liberty so bad. And it was a cheesy montage at the end when he's going through New York.
I mean, yeah,
and he
it's
sees the
cheesy.
Statue of Liberty.
I can see it totally being cheesy. It could probably be delivered better, but it
Yeah.
is. It maybe not be the movie. I think you just think this Venom is cheesy because I think that does still it's consistent. It ties into his character. He just wants to see the world.
Yeah.
Eddie was empty without Venom, and I felt that emptiness when he was going through New York City. I got it.
Yeah,
It was cute.
because I think it really it does its job in showing that it is a bond, you know, and that's the
Mhm.
whole point of the symbiote and its host. Like it's a good bond,
Yeah.
and they're both just like each other. They're both losers. You know what I mean? Like, so I like that part.
Yeah. It's this whole film is very cheesy. But it was the best of the trilogy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Venom 3, everybody. Xavier recommends you go check it out. I'd say wait for home video. You say go to theater or wait till home video.
Well,
See it on the
I would
biggest
just
screen.
I'm gonna get mine for Blu-ray, but I saw it in theater anyway.
Yeah.
Theater you're gonna deal with interruptions. So
Right.
if you want to just not be interrupted and just go home, unless you have like power outage issues or something like Juan. Yeah.
Juan Squad of Leader.
Yeah.
Get on zombies, lady. All right, everybody. That'll do it for our Venom 3 review. We will be back later with today is Dia de los Muertos, November 2nd. We'll be back with George A. Romero's Day of the Dead review.
Georgie Romero.
So keep an eye out for that one later. Until next time, thank you. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and thank you guys for reviewing Venom 3 with me.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
We'll see you guys next time. Later.
Later.